Live local talk. It's Tesh Matters on the voice of the Tesh. Kane Radio, New Iberia's only daily live call-in talk show.
And we are back 30 minutes after 10 o'clock, our Mellow Joy Coffee time. My pleasure to introduce another segment of Positively Iberia. Again, a joint venture between the Greater Iberia Chamber of Commerce, First National Bank of Jeanerette, media partners at Channel 15, and those of us here at Kane, happy to be bringing you some positivity even in these days. My pleasure to welcome back the host of Positively Iberia, Marty Harrell. How are you, ma'am?
I am doing pretty good this morning. Jeff, day 46, but who's counting, right?
Yeah, well, I have been. It's actually the chalk marks on my wall are pretty obvious right now, yeah.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow we get to flip over to a whole new month on the calendar.
Is that something to be positive about?
Hey, you have to find your positively and your excitement in even the smallest of things, I think, sometimes.
Comrade, how do you celebrate May Day?
Well, I actually am going to celebrate the whole month of May because it's National Bike Month.
There you go. Excellent.
And since biking is such a great way to run errands and it's an affordable means of transportation, and it was reported last night on the news that biking is up 200% right now during the stay-at-home orders. So I think it would be important maybe to just put out there a few little safety reminders about bike safety from the National Safety Council, because we want to remind the drivers to share the road safely with the cyclists. And cyclists, you need to check your bike out before you go riding, make sure everything's tight and nothing's going to fall apart. And you need to prepare to be seen because you need to wear high-visibility clothing even in the daytime. And one of the things that I find kind of frustrating is cyclists and bicyclists need to remember that they need to follow the same rules of the road as motor vehicles. You need to ride single file in the direction of traffic and, of course, stay in your lane. Use really a lot of care at intersections, and remember that stop signs and traffic signals are for cyclists too. And last but not least, and this is one of my personal things, please wear a helmet. They should be worn by everyone, kids and adults, on every bike ride, regardless of the length of the ride, even if it's just to go around the block with your kids. And make sure you wear it properly. And remember, parents, if you aren't wearing a helmet, are you setting an example of personal safety for your kids? And think about this. If you fall while you're riding with your child and are knocked out, and it happens, who's going to take care of your kid? So I'm going to crawl off. Go ahead.
I was going to just jump on that. Where I live, and you know where I live, I have a unique perspective on a lot of what's going on in and around town. And the other day, I and my friend were watching a woman with a baby, in a child seat behind her on a bike, and she's on the phone, and she's getting ready to go into an area that you really need to be focused and paying attention to. And we're thinking, how is this woman looking at her phone on a bicycle? So one of her hands is off the bike, and you lose a little of your control with the bike. One-handed. Many people can do it no-handed in certain times, but not as you're approaching an area. And I'm not going to get too specific about the area, but this is an area I'm very familiar with, and you want to be in control, paying attention, and not looking at a phone, especially when there's a child on the back of your bicycle.
Right. And you also, the other thing, Jeff, you see a lot of people riding with big old earphones and of course, earbuds, too. That's very unsafe as well because you can't hear. You need to be able to hear and see everything that's going on when you're on your bike. I know at one time I told our listeners that a few years back, and it's been more than 20 now, I was a very serious cyclist. I rode more than 5,000 miles in a year on my bike, and I never got on the seat, and they call it the saddle, of a bike without all my safety gear, even if it was just to go out the driveway and check my brakes after my husband had adjusted them. So I'm kind of a goofy fanatic about that, but yeah. And I have seen how helmets save lives because, once again, when you ride that, it's not a matter of if you're going to fall, it's when you're going to fall, when you're going to crash. And I personally saw my husband have a bad crash in our neighborhood, fell off his bike, hit his head, and cracked his helmet in 3 places. And I know we could have been calling for Acadian if he hadn't. So you can't assume just because you're riding around the neighborhood that you're going to be safe without a helmet. So
yeah, one thing I learned to tuck and roll.
Yeah.
Because you're right. There are going to be times in or out of your control that you're going to take a little bit of a tumble there, and just be prepared. And in your head, you're thinking, okay, what happens if I do? Just like when you're in a car, know you're out. Know if you find yourself in a situation, and make sure you leave yourself an out too. Just like being in a car. And the one thing I'd remind people too, as much as you have every right to the road, many drivers of automobiles or trucks don't think that. And so you got to keep in mind, don't trust the driver to do what's right, especially if you're going through an intersection, even though you've got the right of way. I always like to make eye contact with the driver so I know he sees me or she sees me. And, that way I feel better about crossing through an area where the potential is there for them to make a mistake. Even if you've got the right of the way as a bicyclist, again, the driver doesn't always recognize you.
That's right. That's right. You stay safe out there, and again, it's just kind of a personal passion of mine about bike safety, and I wanted to use a little bit of our time today to talk about that. But speaking of kids, we were talking about kids. Chris Ransonay from Laurelville Community Project reminded me today that there's still time to sign up for the Healthy Kids Running Series. It's a 5-week series to help kids be active by racing. And due to social distances this year, the current series is virtual. His son signed up with the Lafayette event and completed week 1. Week 2 is going on right now, but you can catch up by running twice this week and submitting times. He's also started the process of bringing the series to Iberia Parish beginning in the fall. So if you need details on that, check out Healthy Kids Running on Facebook or reach out to Chris at 337-367-1112. So we don't want to miss that. And speaking of missing, we missed Janet last week, but she's back. The president and CEO of the Greater Iberia Chamber of Commerce returns with this week's Chamber Business Report.
First things first. I'm sure that everyone is aware that the Paycheck Protection loans, which originate through the Small Business Administration and are processed through your bank, are available again. It's a first-come, first-served situation, so be sure to move quickly. The Greater Iberia Chamber of Commerce has joined forces with nearly 50 organizations from around the state, including our regional partner, One Acadiana, to advocate for a clear path forward for more businesses and employees to return to work. Recommendations from the group include, of course, health and safety first, always, legal protections for reopening businesses, child care and daycare concerns, appropriate personal protection equipment supplies for reopening businesses, and special industry sector issues. The Chamber has compiled resources, contacts, and other support systems on our website to assist you in contemplating next steps. In this time of change, we know that Iberia Parish's future is bright, and we hope to be a positive force behind the path forward. The Chamber's website now has a direct link to the Louisiana Workforce Commission's current list of available jobs. Find resources and more at iberiachamber.org/path-forward. The Chamber has been working very hard to promote credible information during the stay-at-home period of this public health emergency. In addition to continuing with informative and inspiring programs from Positively Iberia, the Chamber staff has worked diligently to keep the business community updated on various resources for their businesses. Since March 9th, we have sent out 15 email newsletters with over 5,000 open clicks. We have made over 75 Facebook posts providing important news to our social media followers and continuing to promote our member base, which is the lifeblood of the Chamber and our community. We've made over 200 one-to-one contacts with Iberia Parish business members and potential members and added over 50 new complimentary subscriptions to our newsletters. The newsletter that went out yesterday morning has a great webinar that includes a brainstorming discussion, which is especially relevant to businesses who are looking for ways to pivot or to change their way of doing business. If you're interested in hearing that discussion, this edition of our newsletter can be found on the Chamber's website, along with other past issues. This posting also includes a downloadable list of 9 ways to rethink your business. If you're not already using our website as a resource for your business, please take a look at iberiachamber.org. The Chamber is helping to promote the webinar that Mayor DeCourt is hosting on disaster loan assistance in conjunction with the Louisiana Small Business Development Center, Community First Bank, and others. This webinar is scheduled for today, April 30th at 3 p.m. Registration is required, and at this point, it might be best just to reach out to City Hall regarding the registration. And a shout-out to our 2 newest members this week. We're pleased to have Planet Nutrition, which is located at 601 East Admiral Doyle Drive. I love their tagline, the No Judgment Zone. Currently, Planet Nutrition is live streaming home work-ins as opposed to workouts. Check them out. And Blast-A-Bin is a new member with a new concept to our area. Their business focuses on cleaning and sanitizing residential garbage cans as well as commercial dumpsters. This process actually reclaims the water used, so that's a great step for the environment as well. They also pressure wash sidewalks, parking lots, and even grocery buggies. Check out the Facebook pages of both these businesses or look them up in the Chamber's online member directory. Remember, it's not too late to sign up for the census, which is very important to the future planning for the state and local government. Many times the federal funding that political jurisdictions receive, including the public school system from Washington, D.C., depends heavily upon the numbers reflected in the census. The census is conducted only once every 10 years. See you soon, and be well.
It's very interesting that when I booked our guests this week, I didn't realize that both of these locally owned family businesses are now in their 2nd generation of family ownership. I know that in Iberia Parish and all of Acadiana, family ties are so very important, and our local economy really depends on the next generations to continue family business traditions. Just to name a few that you're likely to recognize are retailer Armitage Jewelers, who both father and son have served as Chamber Board Chair. Coastal Timbers. Did you know that along with the pilings and board roads and other services, that they even repair and replace wooden portions of large paddle wheelers?
I did not know that.
Swing. Yeah, isn't that cool? There's a Swing Insurance housed in one of our downtown landmark historical buildings. Our internationally known heavy haulers, Burrard Transportation, multi-car line dealer, Muss & Patu, and of course, our world-famous Tabasco sauce, the McElhenney Company. So our first 2nd-generation story is that of CopyNet. CopyNet LLC provides state-of-the-art multi-function copiers, printers, facsimile, and wide-format systems, supplies, and service along with IT solutions. It was founded by the late Brett Pellerin and is now owned and operated by his son Joshua. Josh told me that he's been fixing copiers since he was 15, and even his earlier memories were of shattering his dad in installation and service calls, and has for the past decade or better been proudly working to maintain and build on his dad's legacy. Here's how he sprang into action during their life in the times of COVID-19.
After we realized that our business was going to be deemed essential because we service a healthcare industry, grocery stores, stuff like that. We service their copy machines, and we also do their IT. I figured that my guys were going to be needing masks because they were going to be coming in contact with people. And after realizing all of this, I figured that we could turn this into some revenue. And after reading the guidelines about the essential businesses, I realized that my business was going to be staying open throughout all of this because we service copiers for pharmacies and grocery stores and the medical industry. I reached out to Facebook, and we were able to find some masks for my employees to make sure that they would stay safe. And I also was able to find masks to supply to the community, the essential businesses that are staying open, healthcare workers, anybody and everybody, autoimmune deficiencies, anybody that has medical issues, they were able to get masks through us. So we kind of took the opportunity to keep some revenue on the books and be able to help some people in the community, and it turned out really well.
I know that there were probably some PPE that was available if you bought it in bulk, but not everybody can afford to make that kind of investment.
Yeah, that's about right. We're having to purchase anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 masks at a time. We're talking, thousands and thousands of dollars. It's kind of scary, to be honest, because we don't want to be left with any kind of overflow. If anything does happen and people start getting masks for, 16 cents again, and we're left with masks that we paid $1.50 for, and I'm only selling them for $1.60. Well, I'm left with a bunch of expensive masks.
If someone out there who's listening would like to get in touch with you that maybe has not had luck finding the mask, how would they get in touch with you?
They can either message me on Facebook, Josh Pellerin, or email me, joshua@copynetllc.com, and also they can call our office anytime, 337-365-1467.
These masks are not the type that the healthcare industry is having trouble getting, but ones that are good enough to use in the field today, right?
Correct. These are the ones that the governor and the president are telling the individuals to look for. Anybody that's out there in the healthcare industry, they need the N95 or the KN95s or respirators. We're not looking to take those away from them. We just want to keep the community safe as possible without taking anything away from our healthcare workers.
Now, you have another interesting story that's sort of sideline to your sideline. Your group of seamstress volunteers?
Yeah, well, I was contacted by one of my buddies that is from St. Martinville originally, and he's in Fort Stewart right now in Georgia. They're not able to get any masks out there besides the ones that people are selling, and he said they're going for $20 plus a mask. He asked me, hey, how much are these masks are you selling? I didn't want to supply them with the disposable ones because, they're in the Army, they're going to be getting dirty, and they're going to run out quick. So I had the idea, just posted it out there on Facebook, and the community responded. I have around 9 or 10 seamstresses that are making 50 to 200 masks each to send out to Fort Stewart this coming month. So we're able to supply an entire battalion of 600 soldiers with masks to keep them safe before they deploy out to Korea in October.
All being done volunteer, right?
Correct. All the ladies are local. I think New Iberia, most of them are doing it for other charities and healthcare workers in their areas, as well as doing it for us. One of them is doing it for the 4-H Club in Centerville, Community Project. Great ladies. They're wonderful. They've been awesome throughout this whole ordeal.
So you've been coordinating masks for the troops, sourcing masks for the community, and making it available at a cost that people can afford and in smaller quantities, right?
And that's what we're trying to do.
I wish you all the best. We will talk again soon. For more information on Mask Our Military, the initiative has been named since we talked. It's called MOM. You can check out a link we'll post to the story that was in yesterday's Daily Iberian titled Answering the Call to Help Keep Soldiers Healthy. That's really kind of cool. And the challenge for us all right now is to stay healthy, Right, especially now, and that means having access to your groceries. You might recognize Mandy Giat-Pooler as a guest on Positively Iberia before. She's the publisher of the highly sought-after Town Planner event calendar for New Iberia, Laurelville, as well as 8 others in the Acadiana region, including Lafayette, and a special edition just for ULL. But with the advent of COVID-19 combined with the recent passing of her father, Robert Giat, Mandy went into action helping her brother and aunt run their family business, the Corner Grocery in Laurelville. Mandy tells me that she's learned a lot in the past 6 weeks or so and has brought some innovations to shopping in the village. Here's her story.
I didn't grow up in the grocery business like my brother did, but when we inherited the business and I knew I needed to learn more about the grocery business. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time because I was working my other business. And then when COVID-19 came along and I wasn't able to get out in the field and sell advertising in the Town Planner, I went full speed ahead and jumped right into the grocery business to learn and took this opportunity. And after I was there for just a few short days, I realized that there were some serious shortages happening in the grocery industry as a whole. And the first area that we noticed was an issue was bread. So I outsourced and I reached out to Poupart in Lafayette and started bringing bread from Poupart a couple days a week into Laurelville to make sure that our customers had the supply they needed, because bread, of course, is an essential part of most people's daily and weekly diet. And then our next product was hand sanitizer. That became a real hard-to-find item. So learned that there was a local company out of Branch making hand sanitizer, JT Melick, which is a vodka company. So started driving to Branch a couple times. Made, I think, 4 or 5 trips so far during this time to pick up hand sanitizer to bring back to our community. So really trying to be innovative and bring the needed products to the village of Laurelville so that way all of our customers and community can be served. Cleaning products has been somewhat crazy. I start most days and finish most days trying to make relationships with new vendors to find products. So it's been fun and exciting and always like a new challenge. As this continued, I started seeing that there were a lot of people who didn't want to come into the grocery stores, and they were being advised not to come into the grocery stores. And some of the larger stores that had done curbside pickup in the past were having trouble keeping up with the demand. So we decided to try offering curbside to our customers, and it was very well received. We don't do a ton of curbside, but Marty, you've had some experience with our curbside, and we appreciate your business.
Well, I can tell you that it's been awesome to have a personal shopper. There's no doubt about that. Being able to just gather up a list, text it over to you, you send pictures back of do you want this or that or both. That has been really cool. And it's been a godsend for us being part of the target group that really needs to stay home and stay out of those type of high traffic areas. Being able to drive up, back the car into the red door at the back and call and say, we're here, and then y'all just open the hatch, put the groceries in. We say our highs from good social distance. And besides, I get to see your face every once in a while.
We certainly appreciate it, and I would definitely agree with you that we probably have the most interactive curbside shopping experience of anywhere around.
It's definitely personal, there's no doubt. It brings the personal into personal shopper. I feel like a superstar.
Well, we love having you come by.
Well, you want to talk a little bit about these unique partnerships and collaborations that you've worked out?
Absolutely. The first one we had was actually Laurie and Richard Hurst with formerly Little River Inn and now still Riverside reached out to me. We have a relationship because they advertised with me in Town Planner, and they were looking at a way to help their restaurant and help their customers still enjoy their fine dining while they can't go into the restaurant. So we have started to carry items from Riverside Inn, frozen, at the Corner Grocery, which has been so well received. We started it last week, kind of on a trial, not quite sure how it would do, and we've reordered just about every day because we've sold so much, and which has been just great. And then I reached out to another one of my clients, which was Simi with Guidry's Cake Shop, and we are also now selling cupcakes from Guidry's at the Corner Grocery. The first day ordered 20 packs of cupcakes, and now we're selling about 100 packs of cupcakes every day, and that has been very well received. We've been out since Saturday, and we've had lots of phone calls. We'll be getting more Tuesday through Saturday is when we'll have our deliveries, so always call first. But we are loving our partnerships. We're able to help other small businesses, and we're able to bring these great products to Laurelville, which is just fabulous.
And not just Laurelville, I live in New Iberia, but scoot over to Laurelville as easy as I can go out to Highway 90. Is there anything that you want to mention before we let you go?
Please come check us out. If you haven't been to the corner grocery, if you have suggestions for us, please let us know. We're always willing and interested in innovating in new and exciting ways. We're located at 1001 North Main Street, which is the mobile gas station in Laurelville, and our phone number is 229-3033.
You know, I'd like to make a little clarification regarding the bread situation at the very start of the interview. Mandy sourced sliced white bread from Poupart's. They've always and always do have legends right here from Generette. I thought that was important that everybody know that. And really, 20 packs of Gidry cupcakes to 100 every day, that's amazing, isn't it, Jeff?
Well, man, I'm sitting back thinking about the possibilities.
Yeah. And, of course, if you're missing a Little River Inn, Mandy's got you covered with the Hearst Riverside Inn Delights at Corner Grocery. And since we're talking about since we've talked about the second generation this week, we're going to switch gears and feature a couple, literally a married couple, who have recently launched two new and innovative businesses, interestingly enough, the polar opposite on the food chain, so to speak. Jacob and Bronwyn Badeau will share their stories about Blast-A-Bin. Janet mentioned the Bin Dumpster Cleaning Company, and Butter on the Bayou, which is hand-churned flavored butter. My arms hurt just thinking about it. And, of course, Janet will be back with the Chamber Report. And since we're already looking ahead into May, I want to remind everyone that next Thursday, May the 7th, is South Louisiana Giving Day. And the Iberia Parish Foundation asks you to mark your calendar now. More than 85 nonprofit organizations, churches, and schools are fundraising during this 24-hour day of giving. Many are right here in Iberia Parish, and especially this year, they need your support. A donation as small as $10 will go a long way. So mark your calendar and donate on May the 7th. You can find your favorite organization at www.southlouisianagivingday.org. And let's see. Oh, do we have a little more time, Jeff?
Yeah, we've got about 5 minutes.
Okay, good. Well, I did also want to talk about National Travel and Tourism Week, which is next week, May 3 through 9. It's a time that we celebrate the contributions and accomplishments of the U.S. travel industry. And this year's theme, Spirit of Travel, looks ahead to recovery. After spending a significant part of my career in travel promotion in Louisiana, I look forward to the role of tourism and what it will play in America's economic recovery. And impactful it is. Right here at home in 2018, visitors spent over $47.5 million in Iberia Parish and contributed $4.41 million and $1.69 million respectively to our state and local tax coffers. That's green money. And since in-person rallies and events that have been hallmarks of National Tourism Week aren't possible this year, our partners at Iberia Travel are offering digital travel inspiration on their website and social media channels so visitors and locals can start planning their trips to Iberia Parish or our staycations. I encourage you to visit their website, www.iberiatravel.com, and don't miss their blog, especially the Fun Virtual Experiences to Beat Boredom. I didn't realize it, but Jefferson Island's Rips Rookery remains open and available to the public at no charge. There's even a YouTube video to preview all the birds that you could see there. And the blog entry, 6 Reasons to Start Dreaming About Travel Again, will provide you some inspiration for the days we'll be free to explore away from our home. And let's not forget that you can still bid on the Shadows on the Teche plein air artwork online. And the Shadows is now offering virtual jigsaw puzzles on their website. I'll make sure to post all the links. What you think, Jeff?
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, I can't wait to be able to travel again.
No
Goodness
time.
me.
You know, we just rebooked. We took advantage of back in February, maybe even late January. We booked a trip to Chicago for a couple of Cub games for the 4th of July weekend, and we were given an opportunity to postpone that, but then the airline fares are so cheap right now, and with the possibility to cancel, so we rebooked the same flight, or pretty much the same trip, but maybe not the same flight, at a much cheaper. Now we've got then this credit on the original flight for some later. To answer your question, we're looking forward to traveling.
Yeah, my travel has been from my computer to the carport to the mailbox. That's pretty much been it right now. But it's okay. This too shall pass, and we're going to come out of this better than before. So I guess I could, about time to close up, huh?
If you are ready, let it roll.
Oh, yes, sir. I am. I want to thank our second-generation business owners, Josh Pellerin from CopyNet and Mandy Pooler of the Corner Grocery in Laurelville. You'll find links and info mentioned on today's interviews, and there's quite a few links. We'll be posting on the Positively Iberia page later today. Remember to like and follow and share our Facebook page, Positively Iberia. And speaking of that, I just posted a meme on Positively Iberia. Y'all should check it out. This is too cute. Thanks to the Pine Leaf Boys for posting it. I won't give it away, but go take a look. I promise it's worth a chuckle. And, of course, thanks so much to our friends on Pogo's Positively Iberia Hope's Facebook group. I get a lot of leads and information through there. Thanks for posting all of those great ideas there. And if you have a story or interview suggestion, go to Positively Iberia's Facebook and inbox us a message, or you can call 337-352-2892 or email positivellyiberia@iberiachamber.org. Can't say this enough. I say it every week. We're here for our businesses and our community. Positively Iberia is produced by the Greater Iberia Chamber of Commerce in cooperation with Tesh Matters here on Kane 107.5 FM and AM 1240. A link to the audio segment will be posted on www.kane1240.com and shared on our Facebook page later today. We'd especially like to thank our underwriter, the First National Bank of Jeanerette, and our radio listeners and over 2,000 Facebook followers. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, mask up, Iberia, because when you wear a mask, you protect your neighbors. When they wear a mask, they protect you. Be kind, be considerate, be well. Safely support our local businesses, and until next Thursday, remember, it's only getting better.